In the morning, I start my day rowing with my teammates on the Charles. It's like my moving meditation, the perfect blend of physical exertion and mental focus that sets the tone for the productive day ahead. Hey CSAIL. My name is Dylan, and I'm a third-year PhD student here working with the MIT Visualization Group. I study data visualizations. That's how people use charts and graphs to be able to understand data, because we are absolutely drowning in data. On a daily basis, we produce 0.4 zettabytes of information. That's a 4 followed by 20 zeros. Now, while our ability to be able to generate and process this data has improved tremendously over the past few decades, our cognitive capacity has not changed quite as much. So that's what I study, how we can better present and visualize this information in a way that allows for people to be able to learn more about the information that is shaping the world around us. Now, I'm going to take you through a day in my life here at CSAIL as a PhD student. Let's go. So, welcome to the HCI, Human-Computer Interaction Lounge. This is where we have a lot of our meetings with our collaborators, as well as just opportunities to have our broader research group out here in public. And today we're going to be meeting with one of my colleagues, Amy. Amy is a postdoc here at the MIT Visualization Group, and we've been collaborators for about 2 years, working on studying how data scientists use visualizations to analyze their data.
Congratulations on your paper getting accepted.
Thank you.
I'm very excited for that. I'm excited that it got accepted, but I'm also excited because that means now we have time to talk about the next study. So I was hoping today we might be able to chat through the study design for a potential study on the joint plots based on what we saw in the data from the previous one.
Yeah. By having the actual histogram on the side, you can directly see what the axis labels and the ticks are, and be able to more closely associate that with the data itself.
This performing better than this would tell us that it's not just about the points being closer, that it's actually about this idea of mental rotation. Yeah. And then oftentimes, even if it's an experimental study, I want to have some free response question at the end that asks people, what were you doing in your mind? So I think we have a pretty tractable study design here. Do you want to spend the next week or so prototyping and I'll review the literature?
Yeah, that sounds great. We'll plan to meet next week then, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks, Amy. In between meetings, I like to come downstairs to the Status Center lobby where we have Dean's Beans, my favorite coffee shop here on campus. Before moving here to Boston, I grew up over in Utah. And while it was a great place for hiking and outdoor recreation, it wasn't the most friendly place to grow up gay. Especially when I was an undergrad in my science and engineering classes, I didn't know many people who looked behaved like me and also enjoyed doing engineering. Then, my sophomore year of college, I joined a nonprofit that hosts conferences for LGBTQ students called Out for Undergrad. My experiences at this conference welcomed me to a whole community of individuals who were both interested in doing engineering as well as being queer professionals. Since coming to Boston, I've continued to remain engaged with the community, participating inside of both queer intramural sport leagues, such as Stonewall Sports, as well as various gay running groups. Now, thanks to all of these resources, I felt much more comfortable in my identity as both a queer professional and someone who is a computer scientist. While I'm a computer scientist now, I haven't always been. In undergrad, I studied biology. And while I enjoyed the topic, I found myself drawn the most to the data science part of my work. I love being able to take these raw numbers and then be able to transform them into insights that help us learn more about the field. Just so as it happens, I ended up taking a class taught by my old research advisor, Mariah Meyer. She introduced me to the field of data visualization, and I've been doing research in it ever since. Now, I do have to get a little bit of work done, so let's head over to the library. So this is Barker Engineering Library, one of MIT's 5 libraries here on campus. It's a great place to go whenever I need to pick up new reference material and I'm starting on a new project. In addition to having books in pretty much about any subject, the libraries also have a number of study spaces that are perfect if you need to get a little bit of reading done. Now, let's head over to my one-on-one with my advisor. As a part of the PhD process, I have weekly meetings with my advisor, Arvind. During these meetings, we talk about any updates that I have to my research, as well as my progress throughout the PhD program. Now that the Charting EDA paper has been accepted to Viz, I want to work a little bit on the teaser figure for it. So I put together this diagram that I think shows a few parts of our paper.
So the goal of a teaser figure is to give readers a preview of your paper. And already you've produced a graphic that I think is really eye-catching and aesthetically pleasing and covers all the different interesting pieces of our paper and is going to get readers really excited.
But one of the things that I want to work on is better showcasing the formalism inside of it. I'm not exactly sure how we should be representing it inside of the figure.
I wonder if there's a way to just summarize and maybe just include some of the key terms rather than all of this nitty-gritty detail.
I'll go ahead and take another revision on the diagram, and then I'll post it inside of Slack for you to see. Thanks for taking the time to learn a little bit more about data visualization and my life here over at MIT. Cheers!